If you're writing your medicine personal statement, here are 3 things that you need to know about before you start it. Hi, I'm Loveleen. I applied for medicine last year, received 4 out of 4 offers, and also make sure to sign up to my newsletter using the link in the comments so you can actually receive advice on personal statements and interviews to help you achieve your offers too. So in terms of personal statements, tip number 1 is actually to not use examples. Now, this may sound counterintuitive, but what happens is when you read examples of other people's medicine personal statements, you actually remember snippets of them, even if it's subconsciously. And what happens is when it comes to writing your own personal statement, you think about how that personal statement had a really good snippet and that you might want to use some of the language, and sometimes you may do this subconsciously. Now, what happens is when your application is sent to universities, most of them actually run it through a plagiarism checker. So if yours overlaps with another personal statement from previous years by a certain percentage, this could get flagged up, which is why it's a good idea actually not to read examples in case that you are someone who actually magpies the language and accidentally recreates someone else's personal statement. Tip number 2 is to make sure you don't use cliches. Things like saying, I've been wanting to be medicine since I was 5 years old. It's very cliche and it's very overused, and whether or not it's true, it's not a good idea to use it because it doesn't come across as authentic. And tip number 3 is to make sure you're reflecting. This is something I talk about a lot, but what medical schools want to see is that you've actually learned from the experience. It's not about the number of things you do, but it's about what you've learned.